Well, I want to thank the E-Club for asking me to come and give some remarks. I tried to decide what would be different that I could speak about that we might not have heard in the past. And it struck me Sunday when I was at an Eagle Scout Corps of Honor, and it really finished the thought process last night, that I would talk about the relationship between Rotary and Scouting. Sunday, I had the privilege and honor to be a part of the Eagle Scout Court of Honor for a friend of mine, stepson. And during the course of those ceremonies, it reminded me that I had been away from scouting way too long. As an Eagle Scout myself, I found listening to them and thinking about my past experiences, how Eagle Scouts through the years do have a common bond regardless of their age, regardless of the time frame in which they received their Eagle. And these four young men that were honored with their Eagle rank on Sunday at St. Rita's Catholic Church, they're all high school students. They've been involved in numerous high school activities, sports, theater, band, and at the same time, they earned their Eagle Scout Award while being in high school with all the demands on their time that they have. We have seen our youth in various settings, and I will say to you again that these four young men certainly epitomize the youth of today. They're very respectful. They have strong opinions. They know where they're wanting to go, what they want to accomplish. And I would submit to you that if those four young men represent America's youth, then America and the world will be in good hands. The Boy Scout purpose is very simple. It's to build character and integrity of America's youth and prepare them to become responsible adults. Adults who are leaders and adults who participate in society according to the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. That oath and law are founded on trustworthiness, loyalty, and bravery, and on values that put community and family first. The Boy Scouts of America are committed to giving young Americans the tools and experiences and the knowledge and faith to make the world a better place. Their mission may be lofty, but it is attainable. The traditional route to Eagle has a young boy joining Cub Scouts, then Webelos, then through the 9 ranks of Boy Scouts, and lastly Venture Scouting, or as I knew it back when I was going through scouting, Explorer Scouts. In fact, in some Rotary districts, interactors can become members of Venture Scouts. But I would suggest that we reverse that and say Venture Scouts can become interactors. They share the same goals, and if Scouting and Rotary are to do what they want to do, then I would suggest that maybe a source for membership in Interact would be Venture Scouts who are at the same high schools as our Interact clubs. As I tried to put these remarks together today, I thought about the similarities between Scouting and Rotary. I considered what builds character and integrity. I thought about benefits of volunteerism. I thought of what it takes to foster a generation of youth who are healthy and engaged. I thought of the importance of tradition, in particular the tradition of Scouting, and the impact it has made on our country. I thought about our heroes, Many scouts have gone on to be national heroes, including home run champions, moonwalkers, and yes, U.S. presidents. And I thought about faith, the importance of recognizing that life is bigger than just you and your everyday concerns. And yes, many scouts have gone on to be even Rotary International presidents. Among them are Cliff Dockerman and Ron Burton, just to name two. All of these concepts are important to scouting today, but today I want to focus on the long-standing relationship that the Boy Scouts of America have enjoyed with Rotary. Every Boy Scout lives out a set of principles that were laid down a long time ago. The Scout Oath teaches duty to God, country, and others, and self. The Boy Scout Law describes how to live a life of honor by being trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And I even recited that from memory on Sunday. But as Rotarians, you're familiar with these ideals. Rotary International and the Boy Scouts of America go back nearly a century. In fact, in 1918, Rotary was the very first service club in the nation to adopt scouting. Our own Paul Harris and James E. West, the first chief executive of scouting, were good friends. They traveled the country together, establishing Boy Scout councils around the nation, and the relationship between the two organizations continues today. Because of the support of Rotarians, countless young men and women across the nation are able to enjoy the benefits of scouting. I believe the reason our relationship is strong after all these years is that we have a lot in common. We share strong codes of behavior that define and shape who we are. Rotary has the four-way test that asks, is it the truth? Is it fair? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? Those are the same types of principles at work in our Scout Oath and Scout Law. Scouting's founder, Lord Robert Baden-Powell, knew the value of all these kinds of principles. He knew that by placing the Scout Oath and Law in front of young men, it would guide their behavior much like a compass. It continues to guide young people, urging them to become better citizens, better people, and to seek ways to serve others. You may know that the Scouts' slogan is "Do a good turn daily," but you may not know why. It has to do with how American Scouting came to be and why today that phrase is at the heart of a program that gives every Boy Scout a chance to serve the people around him. In 1909, a Chicago publisher named William Boyce got lost in the London fog. A young boy helped him find his way, but wouldn't take the shilling that Boyce offered. He said, "Scouts don't take payment for doing a good turn." Boyce, on the other hand, had never heard of Scouts, but he was so intrigued that he learned all about the British program, then came home and helped create the Boy Scouts of America. For over a century, Scouts have honored the memory of that day by doing good turns. And in 2004, the Boy Scouts of America created the Good Turn for America program, a national call to service that has engaged Scouts in tackling hunger, homelessness, and poor health across the nation. Scouts have logged more than 5.5 million hours of community service as a part of that effort. And these are some of the same things that Rotary and Rotary clubs are involved in as well. What about the things we're doing here at a local level? Some may make the evening news, but the majority of them go unnoticed outside the circle of those who take part. But they're all good turns, all acts of everyday heroism that makes communities better today and teach young people lifelong lessons. This service above self attitude is a true representation of the shared values of the Rotary International and the Boy Scouts of America. You can see that same type of commitment in the work clubs do every year through our support of several causes dear to us. Scouts in our district help several Rotary clubs with those clubs' flag programs and many others. Helping young Americans make the most of themselves and serve their community is a high calling. For nearly 100 years, parents, friends, and community leaders in towns across America have answered that call, and they've made scouting what it is today. And when you give your time or your money to help preserve and enrich the scouting experience for boys, you continue our collective legacy of service. And when you give your time or your money, you help preserve and enrich the Rotary experience through your clubs, Rotaract, Interact, and the other many programs that Rotary has for youth. All these ideals we discussed today are found in the Rotary's four-way test and in two precepts that Scouts recite and live, the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. Individually, the words in the Scout Oath and Law are simple, but collectively they become words to live by. These principles make scouting more than what we do, but rather who we are and what we will be. Rotary International has been a partner with the Boy Scouts and in serving young people since their inception. As Rotary spread around the world, it continued to support scouting. In 1916, Rotarians in Edinburgh, Scotland, joined by 100 local scouts, organized a special party, Christmas party, for children whose fathers were serving in World War I. And in 1922, the Rotary Club of Manila, Philippines, established a local scout council. The principles and goals of Rotary and scouting are closely allied: character building, service to country, to others, and to self, teaching leadership skills, and becoming aware of the world around us. These are all incorporated into the programs and activities of each organization. The values expressed in Rotary International's motto and the four-way test greatly parallel those articulated in the Scout Oath, Law, motto, and slogan. Rotarians have long served as role models, demonstrating leadership, character, and the value of selfless service to the community. Rotary founder Paul P. Harris was himself a recipient of Scouting's prestigious Silver Buffalo Award in 1934. His and other efforts represent to a high degree the slogan, "Every Rotarian an example to youth." One of the first interactions between Rotary and Scouting were in helping provide camps. Many early camps were called Camp Rotary, and many such camps still exist today. Rotary clubs also chartered or otherwise supported scout groups. Today, Rotarians remain among the foremost sponsors of Scouting and Gilding, which is a Canadian scout unit, seeing it, like Rotary, as an excellent way to serve others. Rotary clubs in the United States have chartered over 1,400 scouting units, including Cub Scout packs, Boy Scout troops, and venturing crews, serving more than 45,000 scouts. Rotary continues its involvement with scouting, and through the International Fellowship of Scouting Rotarians and individually through Rotary clubs around the world. Through the International Fellowship of Scouting Rotarians, the fellowship recognizes Eagle Scouts for young men and Gold Scout awards for young ladies. The fellowship also recognizes and honors adult Rotarians with the Silver Wheel Award. Cliff Dockerman, former president of Rotary International, was the first recipient of the fellowship's Silver Wheel Award. Rotary and Boy Scouts do live up to next year's theme in that they are gifts to our world. Thank you.